Hello and welcome back, all my beautiful, lovely souls and my viewers. Welcome to all my new subscribers. If you have come to my channel for the first time, you've accidentally clicked on this or any other video of mine, and hence you have been led to this video. I welcome you. I'm Nikita Bhargav. I am an ascension coach. I am a hypnotherapist, past life regressionist, an oracle tarot reader, as well as a twin flame coach and mentor. Uh, Today in this video, I'm going to first address some of the common questions and some of the questions posed by viewers, and I'm going to try and address it as neutrally as I can. But do remember that the answers I will be giving are based on my experiences, my learnings, my downloads, and I do understand that only those who are meant to hear these words will be logging on or coming across this video whenever, now or in the future. If you do get triggered by any of my answers, as in it evokes some kind of negative reaction from you, or you feel something that you have taken as a given is being challenged, uh, you can thank me later. And I'm not being cheeky over here, I really mean that, because whenever we are brought to an answer, an opinion, uh, a, I don't know, a point of view which is different from ours, it is to help us expand our awareness, our understanding, to be at least open minded enough to consider it. It may or may not resonate with you, and that's where you will use your own discernment. I hope you will keep that in mind as you listen to the responses I'm going to be giving you. So, one of my viewers, I hope you can all hear me clearly. One of my viewers had asked me, can twin flames be in a platonic relationship or like a friendship? From my understandings, and not from now, since years, and I will mention over here, I have been a light worker all my life, but definitely I have been walking this path specifically since 2001. Um, and from that amount of experience, and um, the answer is no. One of the one of the core ingredients of a twin flame relationship is the magnetic attraction between them. The love between them is so strong, and it is so much as a pull from the soul, but on the physical plane it does manifest as a, a sexual or a very intimate, chemistry laden, passionate relationship. Which leads me to the next question: how can you recognize whether you have met your true twin flame or not? There are no specific answers to this, and but again, I'll give you a few common things that occur in most twin flames. When you meet your twin flame, it is not necessary that there's an instant recognition in the first meeting, but you will be brought together again and again in a certain way, very unlikely, very unexpected. There's a lot of synchronicity that goes into it. The date you have met, focus on the numbers in your life, your twin flame's birthday. Uh, you would have got a lot of signs. You would have been the people or relationships before your twin flame would have kind of trained you for this particular individual. Otherwise, you might have found it very difficult to understand them or get along with them. But one of the first, most crucial signs is when you have the eye contact, it's like seeing yourself, or there's a recognition. There's a certain wow. I know you from somewhere. There's that knowingness first of all. Second, there's a heart chakra expansion. uh, I'm not talking about intense emotional feelings. I'm talking about a physical heart chakra expansion. uh, a few months before I actually recognized my twin flame, I went through the physical symptoms of my heart chakra expanding, which had been happening gradually. But at that time, there was a full and final, like a crack happening, and I felt I was going through a heart attack. Some 45 minutes, I felt I was in a weird kind of pain. And I tried coughing and I tried being on my side. I tried doing things what I thought a person should do if they're getting a heart attack. And it wasn't. But the pain was that much, right? But when you meet them, you can suddenly physically feel your heart chakra expanding. Another thing that happens after you meet your twin flame and it is both recognize there is a connection. You may or may not know the word twin flame. It's in fact better if you don't know the word twin flame, because it's very loaded. It comes with a lot of expectations. You think it's going to be a wonderful romantic relationship, and especially because in the bubble phase, it is wonderful. It is magnetic. It's magical. It's like all your dreams coming true. You don't even have to speak to each other. You just understand each other. You can make googly eyes at each other for hours, and hours fly by, and you can intuitively know what they're feeling, thinking, saying. There's a strong telepathy. That's one of the signs. Every time you meet, every time you purge after you're being triggered, there are deep insights and epiphanies. As soon as your twin flame comes into your life, there's huge amount of spiritual awakening and growth. No matter, even if you were previously spiritually very awakened, by leaps and bounds there's growth. A lot of inner work starts happening automatically. You start getting kind of prophetic dreams. You might suddenly start being able to see auras or energies. You might be able to, your psychic abilities might increase, your healing powers might increase. For the runner, for the resistant twin, they will find a lot of sudden changes start happening in their life, which makes them more fearful and more resistant initially, yes. But an undenying knowingness comes that yes, there is something here. For example, if in your previous relationships you were able to very easily move on, in this relationship, this equation, this dynamic, no matter how much time passes, no matter how much stuff happens, no matter how many doubts, you're not able to get this person out of your system. You might be able to focus and deliberately not think about them. You might even think you've gotten over them, but they are somewhere in your system, and each time the universe decides to bring you together, everything starts off again from where you left off. Another sign of being true twin flames is your life kind of reflects each other. If you've had thorough conversations, you will realize if your twin was born into your family, had your parents, they would have turned out to be exactly what you are, and vice versa. A lot of us twins have certain facial features that are kind of similar. I'm not saying you look exactly like each other, but there's something like the mold is the same. Those of us who have that ability can see certain parts of your face are just so identical. You can just see it. Those who are very close to us might even remark how similar we are, maybe in our attitude towards life, or maybe um, how we handle certain things, or whereas in some things we are polar opposites. But when you go down to the deep level, you will realize if I was in that position, I would have done exactly the same thing. Or maybe I actually am doing exactly the same thing. For example, if you're like, oh, forget it, you know, this person is extremely unreasonable, I don't want to talk to him anymore. If that's your attitude, you're vocal about it, but your twin might be the one who actually goes silent on you. And while I was starting to say that, it was 11:11 on my counter. You will find nobody, nobody can trigger you the way your twin flame can. They are like intuitively, they know exactly what you need in a moment because that's exactly what they would have wanted if they were in that situation. So, if you're stuck in a situation where you don't know what your twin is expecting from you, wanting from you, because they're either not communicating clearly, communicating in a very 3D way, which is a roundabout way, uh, put yourself in your twin flame's shoes in that situation and ask yourself, what would I have expected from my twin at this time? What would have been the ideal response? And you'll be surprised by your answer once you get past the obviously this and obviously that. The next question that I'm answering is, if we have already ascended before, why are we going through this again? You are not going to uh, like this, but we volunteered for it. Well, as we know, Mother Earth is going through her ascension, which means the collective needs to go through ascension so that we can keep up with the rising frequency and vibration of Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, which means letting go of the denser, lower 3D patterns, beliefs, behaviors, frequencies, energies, all of that. Which means we need to raise our vibration as human beings by letting go of need. I need reassurance from my twin flame. I need some kind of commitment from my twin flame. I need or want this. That's exactly what you're trying to get over. That's exactly what you're trying to master. So, those souls who had already ascended, had already done this before, we volunteered to come down to not just go through things ourselves but help clear out certain ancestral programming, certain family issues that are running in our in our DNA, in our genetics, in our family tree. We are clearing all of that out, as well as each time true twin flames come into union, very strong, powerful healing energy is emitted, healing everyone around them, changing certain dynamics around them. That way, we are healing and changing things around us, people around us. And that cannot happen too rapidly before certain things are ready. Because when the lid is lifted, all that is hiding under, if supposing you have not swept under your carpet for months and years, right? And now you vacuum the carpet and you roll it up, supposing that's you have released your denser energies and frequencies, and you are ready, you have come into union, and that is the lifting off of the carpet. What is exposed is all the dirt and grime under. All the lower dense energies around you gets exposed, comes to the surface to be healed and released. So it cannot happen at a very rapid pace either, till certain things have been put in order and place. Which is why I keep saying this could be my prejudice and my colored point of view, but I feel uh, a lot of Asians, most Asia is not yet ready for too many twin flame unions. We do not really understand what it is to actually clear, get detached, let go of ego, not be worried about societal pressures and how we are being perceived. We are really, really chained to the old set ways of doing things, and we are not really willing to change it. We are too much in the lower ego, the I, me, myself, I want, I need, I desire, I deserve, entitlement. We are too much there. We do not understand the concept of service. For us, even charity is something to wash off our bad karmas. It's not about the act of service. We do not understand what is unconditional love. There was a time when we did. We are very proud of what was, but we have not evolved past it. In fact, we have forgotten all that is kind of inside us already. We have to remember and imbibe it. We take a lot of pride in what was part of our culture, part of our society, but we have got stuck and refusing to evolve. So, because there's so many layers we have to overcome, such as separatism based on caste, community, religion, race, so many prejudices against older women, younger men, against divorcees, against, oh my god, so much, so much. Intercaste marriages are still frowned upon. Rich and poor, slightly rich and slightly poorer. Education division. Oh, the girl is much more educated than the boy, so she cannot marry someone who is less educated than her. And those kind of beliefs, they're too much to overcome in Asia. Maybe we'll be able to do it in a snap because we actually are grounded and rooted very deeply in spirituality. Our day to day life, we have proverbs. Things like, from, if I speak in Hindi, किस जन्म का बदला ले रहे हो? We know when somebody does something negative towards us, they're getting even perhaps from a past life. If we start listening to the proverbs, muhavras, and things that we use in day to day life, it is so embedded in us. But we have forgotten how to implement all those things in our day to day life. We have become such control freaks that though we say we talk so much about bhagya, destiny, fate, but we want to control and plan every little thing. We want to dictate the futures of our children. We think if I get married by this age, and if I do this, and I have a car and I have a house, and then I'll be able to we plan and plan and plan. We are never in the now. We are never in gratitude. We want more. For us, prayers have become less about thanking, less about penance, less about clearing of our energies, more about asking, demanding a la carte. This is what I want and how I want it, and I want it now. Where is the faith in the divine? I'm sorry I got completely digressed, but it seemed to be something that somebody out there needs to hear, and it just came so strongly across right now. So, if we have already done it before, why are we doing this again? Is to assist not only Mother Gaia but those around us, to help clear our ancestral as well as family histories, dynamics, patterns, programs, all of that. That's why a lot of the twin flames are the ones who are considered the black sheep of their family, feel like they have never belonged, feel they were never accepted for who they were. They were always asked to change, become something else than that they really were. They never felt loved, accepted, or encouraged for what they were by the immediate families. Most of them, I'm not saying this is a sweeping statement, I'm not trying to generalize anything, but that is a thing that they feel like failures either by society standards, or they feel they're not good enough. They have been made to feel that way because they're not here to fit into the society's standards of what is. They are here to create and help the society evolve to a higher dimension, to a higher vibration, where the standards, the parameters are very different. It's more heart based, emotion based, being genuine and authentic based, rather than how much marks have you scored, what is your salary, by what age did you manage to marry, how rich is your husband. um, Getting over teaching people what is detachment, and yet doing the right thing for the right reason, not because what are you going to get in return from it. Doing the right thing for the right reason, not running away from what you know you're supposed to do. Finding the courage against all odds is what we are here to show. There are a lot of things we are here to do, but one of them is this. The next question I'll be answering is, why is it that my twin flame is not giving me the reassurance or the commitment that I'm looking for from them? Because you're supposed to get over those needs. You have to get over wanting something coming from them to reassure you. You have to find your own reassurances, your own answers within you. You have to learn to listen to your soul more than what is out there in the physical world. You have to start working on your telepathy, listening to your intuition, following your soul purpose, your soul mission, healing yourself, all your core wounds, your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, your subconscious, and of course, your spiritual body. You have to bring all of them into a complete wholeness, heal them, let go of old understandings. Everything you have been taught thus far, you have to let go of all of that. Press your own reset button, as I was saying in the previous one. Instead of waiting, I will forgive when so and so does such things. No, you have to forgive to set yourself free. Forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person and what they are realizing, not realizing, are they remorseful or not. You have to forgive and let go, not asking them to come back and redo the whole thing to you again. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying from mind, from heart, and actually letting go, not just saying, yeah, I've forgotten. If you still have resentment, you've not let go. Using purging instead of just crying to clear things out of your system once and for all, and then get deeper insight and understanding why, and then letting it go, collapsing those timelines. As I keep saying, coming into your divineness, becoming a master manifester. Instead of being like a twig being moved and swayed and going into a tornado every time the situation around you changes, or even as something that keeps swaying, you have to be firm. You move when something happens, but you immediately come back to your center, to your state of being balanced, is what you have to master being. If you think life is just taking you around on a merry ride, you have not taken back your control, your power. You are not being a co creator of your own life. We are on the bus of destiny in certain things. In certain things, we are learning to be the master and the co creator. And no, there will be no conducive time, and we'll do one thing at a time. You have to do it as the universe is sending you the challenges. Instead of getting bogged down by the challenges and looking at them as problems, they are not obstacles, they're not blockages, they're lessons. Instead of asking, why are you punishing me? What have I done wrong? Ask, what do you want me to learn? What do you want me to let go of, and then do it? What do you want me to overcome? Not every mountain is there for you to carry. Some of them you just have to climb or know how to move past. If you are someone who keeps looking at your past and carrying it, is not coming to damage you, hurt you, bump into you, you allow them to pass you by, right? Or you move. I'm sorry, we got interrupted. You have to keep your eyes on the future, but you have to exist in the now fully. Not wishfully in the future, not regretfully at the past or wistfully at the past. Nothing is going to change it. The only thing that you can do is be fully present in the now. The reason why your twin flame is not answering to you, or is not there to help you solve your problems, or to give you the reassurance, or all those things that you're looking towards them, is because you again comparing your dynamic with your twin flame to any other relationship. You are entitled to be yourself while you're healing, while you're realizing, oh my god, I was again demanding, oh my god, I was again losing my temper, or whatever. But then, so are they entitled to be their current authentic self too. You may or may not like it. But whatever you are doing is helping them come to certain realizations, heal certain aspects of themselves, and they are doing the same to you, making you realize you cannot want a marriage to be financially taken care of. You cannot be staying out of just a mere sense of obligation where you're extremely unhappy. You cannot be anywhere where you're genuinely not emotionally invested. And investment does not mean I've put in so much time and effort, so now come hell or high water, I want it to work. Check for, are you happy there? Is the spiritual growth there? Do you feel a sense of expansion, growth, peace, genuine sense of love? If not, you are in a codependent, addictive situation, experience situation, relationship, be it with your relatives, be it with your family, be it with a spouse. All right, I hope I have answered a few of the important questions that are going around. I'm deliberately not talking about karmic situations. Um, Unless I get a specific question regarding that, I will then address it in that kind of separate video for that. Um, do make healthy boundaries. Do understand you do not have to put up with lies, manipulation, bullying. If somebody is trying to bully you, control you, emotionally blackmail you, do not assume just because you have very intense emotional feelings for someone that they're your twin flame. They just might be your soulmate. In fact, with your karmic partners, you have very, very strong tie and you feel unable to let go of them. A lot of people are also walking the twin flame template but with a soulmate or a high vibrational partnership because they were ready to move past the conventional relationships of karmic give and take. That does not necessarily mean they are true twin flames, and it doesn't matter really. The point is getting over your lessons, imbibing them, implementing it every day, getting over your control, your dependencies, your blaming of your emotional state on anybody else, and learning to remain centered, aligned, balanced, connected, and grounded at as much time as you possibly can while doing everything in your physical world, your obligations, your job, your commitments, whatever it is, but still managing to stay true. Tall order sure is, but you can do it because you've done it before, and if you weren't ready, you would not be on this path. So the angels know it, your masters and guides know it, your god and goddess knows it, you know it, your twin flame knows it. You can be self empowered, you can be strong, you are. You just have to rediscover it inside you. You just have to allow the divine you to emerge. Just stop resisting as much. Just get out of your own way and it will start happening. Listen to what the universe is trying to tell you. If the same thing keeps happening again and again and again, it means you're repeating something. Change that behavior, change that mental attitude, change that emotion. If you say, I'm not calling my twin, so how am I still chasing him? Are you still obsessing about him? Are you still constantly thinking? Then you're energetically chasing him, right? Or emotionally chasing him, right? Do what makes you happy, hour to hour basis, day to day basis, not shallow happiness, from inside. Do you like cooking? Do you like singing? Do you like dancing? What do you like to do? Do it. You feel guided to call up and say, hey, how are you? Do it, and then hang up. Find your happiness. Work towards your health, your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, your spiritual health. Meditate, connect, connect, connect. Your intuition will guide you. I promise you that. I'm going to leave you all with a lot of love and light, and I hope